I've been planning like the next, I think my head is like so far like going this direction in the future.
Oh
Because we have
yeah.
like the next essentially the next like 8 weeks kind of booked out because we're very excited to announce we're going to do another GLP-1 summit, which I know everybody has been waiting for. So that's kind of
That's gonna be fun.
where I've been very heads down. So you're the first one that we're having kind of join us for as we're starting to promote that, which is exciting.
I love it here. And then so seeing, okay, cool. So, guys, as you're coming in, we really appreciate you guys dropping your business name, where you're located, what's kind of your core service you're known for. Aaron, welcome, welcome. Cardio Minder. I'm going to say, I hope I'm saying that right. So we got weight loss here, Rising Health Solutions, Arizona. Let's go. We were just actually out in a conference in Arizona last week. Love that you're doing weight management. So already doing GLP-1s. Flow Wellness. Love that name. GLPs. Perfect. Okay. So we got a lot of weight loss. So we're in the right place here, hopefully. Highlands, New York. Love it. Everglow. Everglow, you're doing wellness. Miracle Wellness. I love it. Cindy, welcome. Welcome. Key Davis, welcome. I love it. So I'm curious, guys. So as you're jumping in, if you're new, you're jumping in the room here, please go ahead and drop your business name, where you're located, and then what's your main service right now? What are you guys currently doing? Katia, I'm so excited for this. I really appreciate just your
Okay.
guys' the education that you bring to this industry. It is so important.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and we're excited to have you. I think this is a what you guys are doing is like exactly what so many people in this industry need. So I'm very excited to hear what you have to share with us today.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
exciting. We have our kind of core mission that we just say over and over again that we talk to our team about. We have about 47 people on staff now. It's been fun to see how fast the company has grown, but it's been this concept of bridging the gap between medical and wellness.
Yeah.
And we believe that one of the ways that you do that is through education. And so it's really important. We are excited for how this industry is booming right now, but we need more true wellness business owners involved,
Yeah.
which it seems like we have this on the call right now, which I love. So we have a few more people that just joined, guys. As you're joining in, please drop your business name, your core service, where you're located. And then it's really cool. We have so many different people in here. Let's see. I see Cindy asking, will this be recorded?
Yes, yes. So we will, it's being recorded, and we will later today we will share out the recording. We have some resource links, so we'll get that out to everybody so you have it for later.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it's recorded, but be present. Pay attention.
Yes,
This is
yes.
going to be fun.
And yeah, and what we'll do, Josh, who's one of the co-founders at AsherMed, I'll let him take it away, but he'll run through everything and then we'll do Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can also drop them into the Q&A. And I'll help kind of moderate that, and we'll save some time at the end to do questions with everybody.
Absolutely. All right, quick question for you guys that we do have on right now. Give me a one in the chat if you're currently already offering GLP-1s or other peptides in your business right now. Just drop a one. I just want to kind of get a pulse on who is already doing so. All right, so Erica D. Lots of ones here. Okay, so quite a few people already offering. Um, if you are those people who are offering GLP-1s right now, I'm really curious, are you a prescriber yourself? Are you using medical oversight? Kind of fill us in a little bit on how you're doing that. So you can put prescriber, you can put medical oversight. There we go. We got a lot of prescribers here. I love it. So we got a bunch of smart people on here. This is good. And if you're a prescriber, I'm curious for you guys here. Do you have an interest in being able to expand and be able to prescribe in all 50 states? Do you have an interest in getting help with patient care? And I'm just curious, kind of what brought you to the call as well. So you can put interest if you're interested, or 50 states, or just curious how you guys are looking at that right now. There we go, Amanda. Perfect. I love it. And then, Katia, whenever you're ready to get started, we can. You let me know.
Yeah, yeah, we're ready. I
I'm here
think
on your
go
time.
ahead. Yeah, jump in. And yeah, thank you guys again for being here. I'm Katya, I'm one of the founders of MedBio. We're very excited to have AsherMed here with us today to talk about designing GLP-1 blueprints. So I think this will be, great session for everyone for your practices. So with that, Josh, I will let you take it over.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, if you're ready, give me a ready in the chat. If you guys can't tell, I love engagement in the chat. I love energy here. It's always fun just talking to a computer. So let me know if you're ready. Hopefully, you guys are ready to have some fun. You joined here for a reason. I'm going to try and make it fun. We try not to be boring around here. All right, give me a few more ratings. Let me get my screen shared over here. And thank you guys for your engagement. No one said business had to be boring. All right. Kari, can you guys see my screen here?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, perfect. So I sent my slide deck over to Katia and the team over here at MedBio yesterday, and she saw that was 156 slides and asked me, am I going to be able to get through this in time? So I'm going to talk fast, take screenshots if you need to. We will answer, we'll save some time for answering questions at the end. But really what I really want to talk about is, how clinics and med spas are building high profit medical weight loss and peptide programs in their business right now. We've been blessed to really see this across the industry. We've been blessed to be in this industry from, when GLP-1s just started to come to a rise. And I think this is something that will be very cool to kind of talk about because obviously a lot of you guys here are already offering GLP-1s. And so what I hope is that this conversation might give you a little bit of a different spin on how you can do so and might change your mind on a little bit of what is your purpose in this industry as well. So let's go ahead and let's kick this thing off. My name is Josh Ponton. I am the co-founder of AsherMed. I'll get into my background, why I'm here. I'll get into all that, boring stuff here later. But first, really want to just ask you guys something. I will say my daughters helped me make this presentation. I have a beautiful two daughters, 12 and 11. And so they picked this meme. And so if the rest of this presentation sucks, you guys can blame them. I'll give you their email. You can shoot over your letter to them. But I want to ask you guys a quick question here. Drop a me in the chat if you are currently working with a client who is trusting you and your business with their health goals. Give me a me. Do you have someone that is paying you right now because they have health goals that they want help with? There's a lot of me's in the chat. And I want you can't look around because you can't see people's faces here, but you can scroll through the chat. This room right here holds a lot of responsibility. Okay. So I want to take this next, 30 or 40 minutes that we have with each other very seriously. And if you stay till the end as well, I also have a gift for you. Okay. So I want to bribe you with that, but I want to really bribe you with the fact of there is a shift happening in the industry right now. You guys are probably seeing it. And there is a place for real wellness business owners who care about patients right now. And so not only are you going to learn how to bolt on a highly profitable and compliant GLP-1 and other medications model, but you're also going to get complete free access to something that we just produced, which is our brand new GLP-1 and Metabolic Health Coach Level 1 certification. Who here wants to not just sell medication? Who here wants to also be the place where people actually see long-term transformation? Give me a yes in the chat if that's you, right? You're not just here to sling medication. You're here to create transformation. So this was something that was missing in the industry. I will talk about it here in a little bit, but we will have this for you guys at the end, and I think you will love it if that is your goal. So a little bit about me. I started as a wellness business owner. That is where I, kind of formed my business teeth at. And, this goes back to, I don't know how far ago, maybe 10 years ago, a little bit more than that. I found myself lost. I found myself dropping out of college. I just found out I was having my first daughter. And I was in a place where I did not know what I was going to do with my life. But one thing I did know is I love fitness and I loved helping people. And so that is where, I was like, cool, I'm going to start a gym. I had that fun idea. And then I realized that to start a gym, you need something called money. It's very important. And so what I did is I went out, took out a credit card. It was about a $700 credit card. That was the max that they would approve me for. If you guys can't get the gist, life looked very, very different, 12 years ago. And I started a boot camp in a park. And so you'll see here, kind of top left-hand screen, this is what I could afford, the yoga mats, the cheap kettlebells from Academy. And I don't know why we have this cult-looking picture here that was taken, but that was me in the boot camp in a park. And it quickly grew into something. Because I do believe that when you have a passion for helping people with their health and wellness, there's always going to be a place for you here in this industry. And so that grew into a fun gym. We got into a location. We started really building. We built community. We built clients. And we really had a lot of fun selling. And for the first time, what I learned of how to sell high ticket transformation. This journey, there's a lot of in between points. There's a lot of ups and downs, of course. If you're running a business right now, you understand what it looks like to be a small business owner. It is not always sunshine and rainbows. And so from here, we learned a lot. I fell in love with marketing and sales. I fell in love with other wellness business owners like this, right? I fell in love with this industry. And from there, I got blessed to have this opportunity to go and work for someone named Alex Hermosi. And so you guys have probably heard of the name Alex Hermosi. He was someone that was able to get mentored under and really just understand what it looked like to help other wellness business owners grow their business. And so I did that for a few years and then stumbled upon a marketing agency. So this is where my current business partner, Trevor, my other business partner, Justin Lesh, who has recently passed away. If you guys are in this industry, you might have heard the name Justin Lesh. And we started a marketing agency. We started working with a lot of med spas, clinics, and we were loving. We started working with IV studios, wellness spas that were doing like cryo. And this was right when GLP-1 started to hit the market. And we got lucky. We became one of the first agencies that actually help clinics and med spas advertise GLP-1s. And if you guys remember back then, this was like when things started booming. This is back 2022, 2023, and it was a powerful opportunity. You know, fast forward by the end of 2023, we had worked with over 1,000 different med spas and clinics. And eventually we realized something. This industry is broken. We saw two main things that were an issue. One, we saw how expensive it is for a non-prescriber or a wellness business owner or a med spa to offer these medications. We saw how inconvenient it was, how difficult it was working with pharmacies, being able to hire medical staff, right? Having the liability, doing medical oversight, right? There's a lot of complexities that would happen there. And then the other thing that we saw too is that a lot of places were churn places, right? They were the hims and hers. They were the online clinics. They were the places where it was just simply get a script and then you're just forgotten about. And so we wanted to do something different. And that is why we formed AsherMed with the mission of how do we bridge the gap between medical and wellness? How do we bring physicians who love what they do and love their patients with wellness business owners who can be on the front line and actually add the component that something like a Hims and Hers can't produce? And so I want to tell you guys a quick story that kind of puts this into perspective, why this is so important right now. This is my grandfather, Cleo. This is my little self. I have no clue my little fro I had there at the time. And this man was one of the strongest, disciplined, and most principled men that I ever have gotten to meet in my life. He broke the stigma that life tried to put on him. He was born in the South, time during deep racism, limited opportunity, and he chose a different path. He chose to attend college. He chose to serve in the military. He chose to move his family to Chicago, where he raised 7 children. And he did not have wealth, but he had character and he had principles. But then over time, what we saw and what you guys have probably seen happen in so many different situations, we saw weight gain. We saw type 2 diabetes. We saw a diagnosis of Parkinson's. We saw dementia. And then I saw the man who I looked up with, the strongest man that I knew, passing away in a hospice in pain and poor health. Something that should not have to happen. And I don't tell you this because it's a rare story. I tell you this because it's a pattern and it's getting worse. There's a crisis happening right now, and I know you guys see it. You wouldn't be doing what you are doing right now if you weren't trying to make an impact here. Obesity is here, right? It is now classified as a disease, which is awesome, right? Like people are seen as a chronic disease, but it is not being resolved, right? We still have 40% of Americans right now classified as obese, almost 10% of them in the severe obesity category. And the system that we have right now is built to treat symptoms. It's not built to prevent the disease or solve the root cause. I want you to know, like, give me a 1 in the chat if you see this. Give me a 1 in the chat if you are here in this industry because you are here to solve this problem. You guys see it, right? And then we enter GLP-1s, right? 2021, semaglutide launches specifically for weight loss for the very first time. And we see GLP-1s become mainstream, right? We see right now that we have approximately 1 in 8 adults that say they have tried a GLP-1 medication. We have about 6 to 12% that report that they're currently taking one, probably a lot higher if we're being real, especially for the men that don't like to yet admit that they're on it. And this is a reality that is here. And unfortunately, because of just the way our world works, because there is money to be made here, this is where the industry is moving, right? We see that it's projected to be $100 to $150 billion market by 2030 and 2035. And so the question is no longer, is this a fad? The question is no longer, is this unsafe? The question is no longer, is when is this going to get replaced with a new medication, right? The question is, will it grow? The question is, will you, the frontline wellness business owner, be the support layer that's needed? And unless you've been like Patrick here and you have lived underneath a rock, right? You have seen all this unfold. Okay. A lot of you guys have already said that you're already, currently servicing or offering or working with patients on GLP-1. So you have seen this trend start to grow. And what we have seen really is we've seen three camps of people when it comes to medication, when it comes to peptides, when it comes to GLP-1s. We've seen the boot camp instructor, the GLP-1s are the devil, right? Just do it the old fashioned way. I'm assuming most people on this call, you do not fall within this camp, but you still have this happening right now, right? You still have the TikTok influencers and the people who are telling people, skip the medication. You need to rely on willpower, right? There's something broken with you if you can't drop the weight without having a medication to help you with it. And then you have the other end of the spectrum, right? You have the med crazy people that everyone needs a script, right? More meds, more hacks, more stacks. These are those peptide gurus that we see on the internet telling you that why you should be injecting yourself at 15 different peptides at a time. And then probably the camp where I would say that we should not be at is the do nothing, say nothing, pretend like it's not happening camp, right? Enter Patrick again. And so I'm not here to convince you guys that medical weight loss is the right or only solution, right? I'm here to convince you that these patients, right, who are going to use this medication, who are going to continue to use this medication, need a wellness business owner like you, okay? And because there's a real problem real problem happening right now, right? We can see that medication can change the appetite, right? It can help you lose weight, but it cannot build identity. It cannot build habits. It can't build strength. It can't build skills, it can't build consistency, and it cannot build confidence. And this is where you, right, the real wellness business owner, this is your lane. Okay. So if you are someone, give me a 2 in the chat right now. I'm going to keep switching it up on the numbers for you guys. Next, we'll be at 100, but give me 2 in the chat right now if you see that your lane is more than just providing medication. We're in the right place. We got the right room here, guys. Thank you, Jill. Amanda, thank you. Kristen, I love it. There we go. I love seeing my physicians say this too. Right? We're prescribers. I'd hope so. Amanda, I would say the same exact thing. There we go. So your role is bigger than workouts, treatments, services, right? Whatever you're offering there, your role is bigger than that. Okay. Your role is you're not just aesthetics, right? If you have a med spa, right? Your confidence. You're not just pain relief. If you have a clinic, your quality of life. You're not just recovery, your restoration. You're not just results, your accountability. You're not just a clinic, guys. You're a partner in change because you're not where the client shows up. You are where they succeed. Curtis, I'm going to get to that question about the FDA announcement, the crackdown, and it's going to be pretty fun. So over the next 30 minutes, I want to show you guys exactly how do you become an expert in this industry and how do you offer a high ticket medical weight loss program to be able to stand out, not try and compete against the hims and hers, to do it differently in your business. And I want to show you how to do this in 3 easy moves. The first thing is think partnership, not play doctor, unless you are actually a doctor. Okay. And so we do have a lot of non-prescribers on here. So if you're a non-prescriber, right? If you're not someone who can write a prescription yourself, let me know. Give me a yes in the chat if that's you. All right. So we have a handful. We have a few. There we go. And then we saw earlier, we have some physicians in here. And so the goal that should happen from this, if you're a non-prescriber, right? The situation that we see right now is we see these online gurus, we see non-prescribers that are talking like they're doctors. And if you're a physician here, you've probably seen it. It probably makes you cringe and it probably scares you. And so we see coaches, wellness business owners, med spas, right? Everyone out here actually coaching people on protocols, dosing, all those things here, and they're prescribing confidently without training. And the problem is that this is dangerous for you and this is dangerous for the patient. And so the solution here is that we partner with physicians who actually care. That is the solution. We don't skip past the physician because the best physicians here, just like Amanda just mentioned here in the chat, the best physicians know that a prescription is not the full plan. It is a tool. It is not the full transformation. And this is why they need wellness business owners. Or if you are a physician, this is why you need access to resources that can also help your patients in different ways than just a prescription. Because most physicians don't have time for weekly coaching. They don't have training and behavior change. They don't have a fitness or nutrition system installed in their business or ongoing accountability. And so this is where the wellness business owner gets to become the missing piece with the right program that can provide structure, support, skill building, and sustainability. This is the bridge, guys. And so number two here is now that you kind of know that, right? You know, okay, cool. You want to partner with a physician. This is where you build a transformation program. You do not sling medication. Okay. This is really important because as we see the rise of GLP-1 selling, as we see, you can go to several different online telehealth places to go and get the medication for cheap. You can go to research only places. There has to be something that will make you stand out. So who here would like to be able to sell a package that is high ticket, right? More than $2,000, and that helps you stand out from the noise? We already have some people doing that. Amanda, I love it. So drop package in here if that's what you would like to do. We see hundreds of partners doing this right now, selling packages for over $1,500. And this is what makes you guys stand out and makes you different than the rest of the noise out here. Okay. So there's a couple options in the marketplace right now, right? You can go to a telehealth company and you can do a commission program where you don't actually own the client and you can send them off to medications and be someone else's client, right? You can take research only shortcuts right now. And you see all these things are everywhere. And the problem here is that if you take that route, all you become is another script pushing machine, right? You become a cog in the script pushing machine. And you cannot outcompete the telehealth giants on price long term, right? There are only so many discounts you can give. There's only so many people that you can take that are price shopping around that are going to sign up with you for an intro offer and then go online and sign up with someone else when it's time for them to renew their prescription. Margo, I love to hear that you're setting up one right now. And so the solution here, guys, is to design a medical weight loss transformation program that you can sell that is high ticket, but also adds high impact to your clients. And so this is a real offer that has about four main components, right? Legit physician access to medication, nutrition that fits the GLP-1 journey that someone will go through, fitness that protects the lean muscle mass, and accountability that builds long-term skills. Now, don't get scared here. This does not mean that you have to open up a gym. This does not mean that you have to start doing online Zoom workouts, right? This does not mean that you have to be an expert coach, but it means that you have to build a program that includes access to the resources and materials that people need that can hit all four of these buckets. Because the truth here, guys, is that people don't buy price, they buy outcomes. And the most successful businesses sell outcomes. They don't try and race to the barrel, bottom of the barrel on pricing. And so your job here is to lead the journey, right? Don't chase the sell, right? There will be some shoppers that want the cheapest, but there are so many buyers that want results. They want experience. They want someone that they can trust. And your job is to build the outcome path and guide them down it. And so I want to walk you guys through real quick. You can screenshot this if you need to. This has been something that has drastically changed. I learned this about 10 years ago in the gym because I had an issue. Right? You could throw a rock and you could hit a gym that sold a $10 to $20 gym membership. And I had to learn, how do I compete? Do I go and race to the bottom of the barrel on pricing, or do I learn how to sell the outcome and sell transformation? So over 3,000 in-person consults later, this has been something that has worked so well for us. Then moving to high ticket sales, this has been something that has worked so well for us. We see this working for our clients right now. And so I'm really curious, real quick, give me a in-person in the chat if you have a in-person location, right? So if you're brick and mortar, give me an in-person. Amanda, in-person. Krista, in-person. Dulce, in-person. Margot, perfect. A lot of in-persons, perfect. Okay, so if you're in person, you should be racing after this call to set up this process in your business if you do not have it already. If you're online, you can still create the same experience and you can create it in an online fashion. Okay, but this is what we call the 45-minute appointment timeline, right? This is where we're going to walk through some of these phases. But the first thing that matters is, how do you welcome someone, especially when they're in person? What makes you different? Right? What makes you weird? What makes you unique? What makes you care and be different than the Tims and hers that they can go to? Then we enter into the phase we call a pre-sale questionnaire, and you have proof surrounding everything that you do. Okay. Then we move into a phase that we trade the intake for a social proof binder, which I'm going to walk you through in a second what that looks like. And then we do what we call a baseline measurement, right? If you do not have a in-body machine, if you don't have a fit 3D scale, if you don't have something that is doing measurements and being able to show people exactly where they're at, you're missing out on a big opportunity here. And then now we move into what we call the consult, right? We move into where we have your introduction, your discovery, your agreement. And so you guys can see we're 30 minutes in right now, and we're not yet pitching. We're not talking about medication, right? We're not talking about why GLP-1s are so amazing. We're not talking about why your business is so amazing, okay? And then now we have permission to move into what we call the pitch, okay? So I'm gonna walk you guys through here real quickly if that's cool with you. If it's okay with you guys, can I go a little bit deeper on this? Give me a yes in the chat, let me know, or I can skip past these slides if you want me to. Sweet. This is going to help you guys sell higher ticket things. So step one, they walk in, right? The room sells before you talk, right? So your consult room, your waiting room, whatever it is, this is what is selling before you say a word, right? This is where you have a clean welcome space, right? It's calm energy. It's a controlled process. You have proof everywhere, right? This could be slideshows showing before and after pictures or testimonials or your Google reviews, right? You have your clipboard ready with an intake with a great pin ready. Don't be the cheap business that has the pin that never works, all right? And then you have your enrollment options printed, ready to go. Not to give them right now, but you have them ready to go for your pitch. And then the greeting is everything, right? What will make them stand out? Guys, people are scared. They're nervous, right? They're nervous to get on a medication for the first time. They're nervous to ask for help for the first time. They're nervous to get help and admit that they have a problem. I've tried this for 30 years and I have not been able to keep the weight off. And so you are there to be a face, right? Your team is there to be a face. And this is what makes you stand out than someone that they can just go through online and get the medication themselves. Okay. You walk them through what the process is going to look like. You make sure you have agreement on that process, and then you let them fill out their intake form. Okay. You should have a 1-page questionnaire. You have something that is kind of pre-selling, right? Understanding where they're at, understanding what do they know about GLP-1s? Are they interested in a medication or any of the other peptides or services that you offer? And then as soon as they fill that out, you don't be like the typical doctor's office where you spend your time spending 5 minutes filling something out and then no one ever looks at it. You trade that thing for what we call a social proof binder, right? That you physically hand to them. You say, I'm going to swap this out with you while I look through your intake form. So you skim their answers while they skim your results. And so what goes in this binder? Take a screenshot of this if you need it. We will send this out, but this should be a binder packed with before and afters. Okay, if you don't have a lot of before and after pictures, then you should print out all of your 5-star reviews, right? It could be from Facebook, Google, Yelp, wherever you have it. You can write your own case studies. I used to do this and I loved it, right? You can give day in the life snapshots of what it looked like, the meals, the steps, the check-ins. Like, what does it look like being a client of yours? And then an FAQ sheet, right? That has safety, right? What happens when you plateau using medication as a tool? What are the, potential side effects of GLP-1s? Things that can help answer questions before they even get into the consult. And then now this is where we move into the fun part, which is the discovery. Okay. Who here does a proper discovery? Who here thinks that they do a good job of asking questions in the sales consult? Hoping to see a lot of yeses. If not, I'm going to help you out with this. There we go, Margot, Dulce, Erica, perfect. So guys, if you have not, Aaron, I appreciate the honesty, man. No worries. Okay. And so this is what is so important, is that we must understand people before we pitch people. Okay. We must understand, what have they tried? Why did it fail? Right? What is the cost of this problem that they're having right now? Right? Is it energy? Is it confidence? Is it their relationship with their spouse? Is it what's going on with their kids? Right? Are they having health issues? Are they not fitting into their clothes? And then what is the desired outcome? Right? What's the number they want to get to? What's the timeline they want to do it by? But also, who do they want to be? How do they want to feel? And then what's the constraint? To us as coaches, to us as people that have been in this game for a long time, sometimes we mistake constraints for excuses, but this is what in their head is the truth. This is what's stopping them. It could be time, it could be food, it could be budget, it could be support, it could be not having the right program. And then this little hack is so important here, guys, is before we move from discovery, we do a readiness check, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to take action on this problem, right? Not pitching your program yet. We're still not there, but we're getting action here. And so now, can I show you guys a hack? This hack has made me a lot of money and it has helped a lot of people. Okay. Amanda, I appreciate your honesty there, right? So now you know you can add it back in. So this hack is really important, and it's really important to not have objections. You guys like objections? It's too expensive. I need to talk to my spouse, right? I need to think about it. Okay. This is how you overcome that before it happens. Tanya, thank you so much. Right. Amanda, yes, the emotional buy-in. And so this is something, guys, that if you take anything from this call, this will help you in your business when it comes to sales. Is that before you move from discovery to your pitch, you're going to sell something else. And what you're going to sell is the problem and solution agreement. Okay. You're going to sell the problem and the solution agreement. And so what this is that you're going to, if you did a right discovery, if you did your job right, you should be able to summarize the real problem, not just the weight they want to lose. Okay. You should be able to confirm the solution out loud. And you should be able to tell them a sentence of, okay, so it sounds like for you, Susie, you're really struggling here with consistency, right? You've lost some weight before, it's come back. It seems like you've struggled because you haven't had a nutrition plan that you can stick with. It seems like you've struggled because you haven't had anyone to kind of really guide you through how to use GLP-1s properly. And it sounds like you're just missing a little bit of accountability here. And so I'm curious for you that if we were able to build a plan that fixes those issues, that gives you a sustainable nutrition plan, that gives you medication that works, that gives you accountability that helps you with this process, would that solve it? And so, guys, I did not pitch my program there. I found the problem, I got agreement on the problem, and I got agreement on what the solution is. Okay? Because now what happens from here is when you get to your pitch, all you're having to do now is to show how your specific business, how your program is that solution. Do you guys see the trick here? Do you see how this works? Let me know if you think that would work for you in your business. Give me a yes there. Don't say yes, perfect, go take it, go use it. Susan, yes. Jill, yes. Robert, perfect. So this is where we focus on. And the cool part about this guy, this is not some cheesy sales hack or anything like that. This is us doing our job and caring about people. And so now we can move into the pitch. And now you can keep the pitch extremely simple. This should be the smallest part about your presentation, guys, right? This is where you let them know in one outcome system, this program was designed to help you do X and what timeline without guesswork. And then you give them what we call 2 to 4 how pillars. Okay. And so these 2 to 4 how pillars, what we're doing here is you're just letting them know these are the steps that we have in our program that help you get to that result, right? That could be personalized clinical protocols, right? It could be a simple nutrition and habit stack, weekly accountability with data, plateau plan, and relapse insurance. And you guys might be thinking, man, we don't have time to do all of this. That's fine, guys. You can package this, you can program it. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not already doing it, having weekly or bi-weekly check-ins is only going to grow your business. They will stay with you longer, they will buy more things, and they will have more success. And this matters, okay? Because transformation is not weight loss. Transformation is who they become after the weight comes off. And that is what lasts, okay? This will also change your business dramatically, right? This differentiates you from the online competitors. This allows you to sell at a higher ticket value. This allows you to get better outcomes for your clients, which means better retention and better referrals. Okay. So step 3 here, guys, is to become the expert your clients deserve. Okay. We have some awesome physicians in this group that I can already tell are experts. But this is where it's really important is that medical weight loss, longevity, performance meds, all of these things here, like they are here to stay and they are not going away. And the problem that we have seen is that as access rises, shady players will come in and they will profit from confused people. Who remembers when the whole gluten-free phase happened, right? There was nothing that irritated me more when I'd be walking down an aisle and you see a green package of something that never had gluten in it in the first place, and it was advertised as gluten-free and it was marked up on pricing, okay? This is what happens in new industries, right? We see people take advantage of these clients, right? Just because they don't have the knowledge around it. And this is where you and your business become the solution. You become the experts who help clients see through the noise, understand what is appropriate, stay safe, build real habits, and create long-term change. So I want to give you a very simple framework that should be in everything that you guys do if you sell a high-ticket medical weight loss program. It's called NFA, right? There should be nutrition attached to it, right? This is where you're teaching people on GLP-1s how to have a protein-first approach, how to add in fiber and hydration for consistency, how to do simple meals and timings because we know they're going to have very low appetite. And if they don't have a plan, they're going to struggle. This is where we teach fitness. You don't have to be a fitness coach. You don't have to open up a gym. That is not what I'm saying. But you have to guide people that resistance training is non-negotiable, okay? Because this is where they will love how they look afterwards if they take this seriously. You have programs, you have resources that teach them how to do these things. And then you have accountability. As I mentioned, I highly recommend, especially if you have an in-person location, they should be coming to your business every other week for a check-in where they can do tracking, they can do an update scan, right? All of these things will help one show progress. It will help you coach them through dips. It will help simplify the overwhelm with adding in a new medication. And there is something called the GLP-1 experience curve that we talk a lot about in the certification that we're going to give you guys. But if you can structure your business and your program to revolve around this curve, you will never lose a client. You will be able to take them to long term, right? And they will stick with you and they will love you, right? Because we have phase one adjustment, right? How do we normalize the change that's about to happen? How do we help them establish simple routines? We have phase two where the appetite starts to change, right? This is where protein and hydration becomes really important. We have phase three where that rapid weight starts dropping off, right? This is where strength training, skill building is really important. Phase four, where we have plateau adoption, right? They start to hit a plateau. And the issue that we have seen right now in this industry is that the only way, if someone is only doing a medication with having none of these resources, the only way that they can break through plateaus is just keep cranking up the dose. Okay. And then we move into phase five, which is maintenance. This is how you keep them as a long-term client, identity, long-term habits, microdosing GLP-1s, right? Being on a maintenance dose. This becomes really important. And so this is what the pros do, guys. These are what the people in our community, our partners do to not just make a ton of profit selling high ticket programs, but to really impact thousands of lives. And so you need to stay in your lane, right? If you're not a prescriber, you're not making medical decisions, right? You're coaching alongside it. You're building programs alongside it. And so this is really important. We understand that building this level of expertise is tough, right? Thinking of having to come up with all these resources is hard. The nutrition plans, the protein hacks, the fitness guides, all those things are tough. So if you guys are cool with it, can I give you your free gift? Can I give it to you a little bit early? Erica wants it. All right, only Erica, I'm gonna DM you. Only you. Dulcie, perfect. Yep, Bianca. Yes, yes. Yes, I love it. So the free gift that we have for you guys is something that we have worked on for the last 4 months with our doctor, our chief medical officer here. And this is complete free access to our GLP-1 and metabolic health coach level one certification. This is going to give you everything you guys need to take what we're doing, right? What we're talking about. Julie, to answer your question there, do we do training for microdosing? Yep, that's rolling out on level two, which you guys will have full access to as well once it launches here in a couple months. And so you're going to get the clear coaching frameworks for supporting clients on GLP-1s. You're going to get the nutrition and training plans that you need to be able to add into your stacks, add into your programs. You're going to get side effect awareness, red flag screenings. How do you know what to watch for, when to escalate? You're going to get that client journey roadmap, right? You're going to get practical resources checklists for you and your team to be able to do this. Okay. And so you guys will have everything you need here to be able to sell a high ticket program. You have toolkits, practical applications, scenario scripts for your staff. You have nutrition, fitness, habit guides, trackers. All of these things are built into this program, and it's clinically backed by our chief medical officer, Dr. Burchard. Is that pretty cool? You guys excited? You're so welcome, Catherine. That's what we're here for. Katia wanted us to add some value, so that's what we wanted to do. So, guys, this is your moment. I have to speed up here. We're at about 40 minutes in. So this is your moment, guys. All right. But I do have one favor. I do want to ask you one more time. And I only want you to say yes if you mean it. Are you ready to be a part of the solution and help transform lives? I love it. I love it. This is what we're here for. This is the fun part, guys. So look through this chat. This is the front line. This is what makes this industry different. And so if we agree that this is the future, the question becomes, how do we do this the right way? And this is where I want to take a few minutes here, if you guys are okay with it, and introduce AsherMed's turnkey system. How we want to be able to help you save thousands of dollars on offering medical services, how you can launch in less than 48 hours, and how you can have complete done for you patient care so you can focus on what matters, which are your clients, your sales, your marketing, your staff, everything you need to not have to worry about all the medical aspects. So if you guys are cool with it, I want to have permission here, right? I don't just want to hop into this. We can stop right here. I can give you this free certification, but are you guys okay if I walk you through exactly how AsherMed's system works? All right, Dulcie gives me permission. Robert, that's a yes, yes. Thank you, Jill. All right, let's have some fun. I'm going to roll through this, guys. So we built Asher to bridge the gap between medical and wellness. That is our core mission, right? Because the market that has been created, there's a new reality. You have more people on powerful medications. You have more people without support. You have more coaches and wellness business owners wanting to help, but you also do have more risk when it's done wrong. And so our founding belief was that medication can accelerate progress, but it must be paired, right, with education, coaching, safety, systems, long-term protocols, because that is where outcomes live. And so the gap became clear, right? These two worlds, right, really work together. We have the medical care side of things where we have the prescribers, we have who have limited time, they're often very symptoms focused. And then we have wellness care, which is focused around behavior change, coaching, accountability, and long-term life skills. But these two were not speaking to each other. And you saw patients falling in between them in the gaps. And it's not their fault, right? Because more people equals fewer doctors. We have some physicians on here, which I'm assuming these are physicians that own wellness businesses. But if you look at the average primary care visit right now, it's 10 minutes long. And to deliver all of the recommended care that would be necessary, a physician would need 26.7 hours a day. It's just not possible. And so this is why wellness business owners matter. This is why clinics matter. This is why people like you matter, because you're not just an add-on of medication, right? You are the leverage point to this, right? Because the best transformation will happen between appointments, between check-ins, and in the daily decisions. And so what Asher is doing right now is that we're building a partnership model that helps wellness business owners like yourself deliver legit medical access, right? Safe prescribing oversight, a system that engages and makes long-term transformation possible, that has clear lanes and guardrails to protect you, protect your staff, and protect your clients and patients. And so the goal of this movement is simple, right? It's to make it easy to have high integrity, high outcomes with low risk. So that way you can focus on what you do best, right? Which might be your services, your coaching, your support, the change that you're creating in your clients. And so how this supports the front line, right? We're focused on helping you guys integrate medical tools into your programs, help your clients have the resources they need to maintain lean mass and performance, align with fitness and nutrition with medication phases that happen, and keep clients engaged after their initial weight drop. So it's not about just more scripts. More scripts will happen, guys, right? But the win is not the prescription. The win is the new life that you're giving your clients. And so let me walk you guys through. I'm going to show you a video here real quick. Hopefully you guys can all hear this.
This is how AsherMed works. Step one, you sign up your client inside your business just like you already do. Charge their card, package their services, done. Step two, drop them into your white label portal, fully branded to your business. Build custom orders with multiple treatments, or simply select GLP-1s and peptides. Choose injection type, set a monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly supply, and mark them as new or returning. This generates a link you can send to your clients or do it right then and there. They fill it out in minutes and their info appears in your dashboard, ready for approval. Our licensed providers in all 50 states review the intake, labs, and documentation, approve the prescription, and the pharmacy ships directly to your client's door in just 3 to 5 days. There, we handle everything in prescriptions, pharmacy, compliance, patient care, focus on coaching, relationships, and revenue. That's why over 350 wellness businesses, gyms, med spas, chiropractors, and clinics already trust AsherMed to grow, scale, and become a one-stop shop for wellness.
It's that simple, guys. And we want you to also meet the physician behind it. We wish she could be here today. She's actually on a cruise right now. Dr. B loves her cruises. You guys will see that. And so she's our chief medical officer. We chose her for a reason because we did not want to be the typical telehealth integration platform that just has 100 different prescribers that do not build real relationships with patients. Right? We want to build this thing off of backing. She's licensed. She's what we call a 51er, licensed in 50 states plus DC, and her staff underneath her is the same. And so her specialty is in obesity and hormone optimization. She's been in the industry for over 25 years. And she is someone that we love because she cares so much about the patient, but she understands that her partnering with wellness business owners, other physicians who maybe can't prescribe in all states, it matters. And we can create so much more impact when we all come together. And so this matters, guys. Real medical oversight, not just a faceless brand, giving your clients something that they can trust. And so what does Asher handle, right? We handle the connection with the providers, the connection with the 503A pharmacies, the compliance, the patient support, right? So that way you're not getting stuck and trying to call prescriptions to pharmacies, trying to answer every single medication question that comes in. And then of course the renewals as well, so that we can make this a sticky opportunity for you guys. It allows you to focus on your offer, your sales, your coaching, and your outcomes. And so you might be wondering too, how do you make a profit then? This is something that we love here because this is something that makes us very unique about our model, is that the way we are set up, it allows you to be able to set your clients' rates based off of your brand, your services, and your market. This is not an affiliate commission. This is not where you send them to us and we take their card information and we sign them up. You set your own pricing and we simply just rebill you for the whole cost, wholesale cost of the medication, the non-clinical fees. Okay. So your margin is pretty simple. It's your client price, whatever you charge, minus your wholesale cost. So now you can sell a program and an experience and not just the medication. These are some examples of what we'll see our clients selling, a core plus elite or good, better, best type packages that they're selling here. And you can see, guys, when you can stack in the resources that we give you, the fitness and nutrition, the patient care access that they have complete access to, right? When you can stack on having the partner-led check-ins that you do, the extras that you add into it based off of what your service offers, you can stack and you can create a high-ticket package that is so much better than someone just trying to buy semaglutide. All right. And then, of course, monthly recurring revenue matters, right? Maybe you don't just always sell a high ticket package, right? Most of our partners will start with a 12-week transformation package where it has 3 months of the medication included with it. And then people will stay on there and they'll roll into this with their long-term treatments. So Amanda, I see that you said this is great, but how are you speaking to providers that are already doing this in their business? So this is great, Amanda. So a good question here. So we have a lot of prescribers that will use us, a lot of physicians that use us to be able to offer this in states that they're not licensed in. And a lot of prescribers that will use us because they want us to be able to take care of all the back end work, right? They want us to be able to take care of the patient care. They want us to take care of the pharmacy relationships, right? To where you don't have to worry about that in your business. So I hope that answers the question there, Amanda. And so you're probably wondering what medications will your clients have access to with AsherMed. We have about 11 different SKUs right now. Obviously, we have the tirzepatide, semaglutide, the GLP-1s, but we also have NAD, Sermorelin, glutathione, AOD, BPC-157, GHK, right, Lipo-B, MOTS-C, and Semaxilink. And so we are very transparent on what medication pricing looks like. We are extremely competitive because when we're able to bring everyone together, we can obviously ring the pharmacy's arms and have much better pricing for people. So you guys will see here what that kind of looks like for medication pricing. When you're always with us in your portals, we are very transparent. So you guys will see this every time before you put in an order. You'll be able to see exactly what it would be for you. Okay. And so let's look at an example of kind of quarterly wholesale pricing, right? Let's say that you package a 12-week program, right? And let's say that you do a 12-week program and you have semaglutide as the offering in there. You can see if someone's never been on semaglutide before, months 1 through 3, your total all-in cost, right? That would cost you to be able to have your client get the access to the medication, have access to the patient care team, have access to the support, the pharmacy, all those things there. It's just $225. Okay, so I think you guys can do the math there. You can see how much profit that you can have from that. Let's say that you do tirzepatide here, right? This is what you'll see here, right there on months 1 through 3, first time ever. Your all-in cost is about $415. Kristen, I see here, I just want to look at your comment here. We perhaps don't have the time or staff to provide that support and accountability. That is exactly what we're here for. We're here to help you with that. Okay. And so we have a ton of partners, guys, right now that are having success with this. This is working for clinics. We have physicians, we have med spa owners, we have gym owners, wellness studio owners, functional medicine clinics, right? And chiropractors and PTs that are using AsherMed right now. Okay. And so over 600 plus of our partners are already doing this. And I want to show you guys real quick what that looks like.
Telehealth platform. We had our onboarding with Josh, and it was a great experience. We felt very comfortable in his knowledge and where he was headed, and really their vision for the company. So it's been a great experience from start to today.
My name is Brian Meisner from Buffalo, New York, and I run Applied Fitness to the chain of personal training studio gyms. After having vetted a number of different medical weight loss clinics and organizations, I realized Asher was the one to go with because I could tell that our objectives and goals and vision were aligned. I could tell that Asher really cared not only for us as partners, but more importantly for patients and clients.
I am Jill White. I'm a pharmacist by training. My company's name is Innovate Wellness. Everything AsherMed does is upright. They are so ethical, so moral, such amazing people. Their customer service is amazing.
My name is Amanda Autry. I own Cryo 979, and we are a wellness center in Texas. We honestly waited about 30 days. We had our initial phone call, and we watched the video, and we thought this is probably too good to be true. And
Perfect. So we have people like Daphne here, right? Wellness coach, right? Onboarded. We're able to get 14 of her clients on with us in her first month. We have Tiffany here, right? Who did over $100,000 in new business, switching over to a high ticket transformation model. And it was really cool to see her results and what she's done. But most importantly, the results that her clients are having with losing weight.
My name's Nevada, and along with my wife Brenna, we own and operate Provided Glow Meds. Our goal has always been to help our clients in the best way we possibly can. And we've struggled for a while to determine how to better suit some of their needs and make sure that they achieve all of their goals. Partnering with AsherMed has helped us in ways we didn't even know were possible. Our clients are seeing tremendous results. And because of that, our growth has just gone through the roof. We don't see it slowing down anytime soon. If you are a med spa, you're a health clinic, you're a fitness professional, if you are not already partnered with AsherMed, you are missing out. If you want to really boost your business and get it to the next level, much like we have and continue to, you really should look into partnering with AsherMed. It's an amazing group, and we cannot say enough good things about them. We are so excited about what our future looks like with Asher.
So guys, this is a community that we're building here, right? These are not anomalies, right? These are the outcome of a proven repeatable system that you can plug into your business. And so what happens with AsherMed, guys, when you guys work with us, there are a few things that you will get access to here, right? I'm going to answer your question here, Aaron. Guys, we will get questions here. If you guys stay a little bit over, I'll answer them. But yes, the physician holds all of the medical malpractice liability. So you guys will have access, of course, to the GLP-1 certification course. So you can train your team. They can understand who these things are for, how they work, become certified, and also understand the other peptides that are introducing and joining the space right now. You guys will have access to all of our resources that you need for patient resources. Okay, we understand not every single business owner here already has these things, right? You're not all online coaches, nutritionists, or things like that. So we give you all the resources you need to be able to roll this out into your program to not just sling medication. Okay, we're going to give you the launch toolkit, right? How you can actually launch this in your business, how you can hit your email list, how you can market this as well, with everything you need to be able to actually launch this system within your company. And then you'll have access to live coaching. We love training. We love education. We love bringing in outside experts. So every single week, you guys will see we have something called Power Hours where you have access to sales training, marketing feedback, and community connection. We have over 1,000 people in a mastermind right now in our community that you can see. And this is where you can see what's working for others. You can get peer feedback and stay ahead in your business. And so with this onboarding system, guys, you can go live in as little as 48 hours. Okay. And so your investment, first, what it's not. This is not traditional medical oversight, right? We saw this system and we saw that it was broken, right? We saw when we were working with clinics and med spas and non-prescribers, right? Medical direction would cost more about $18,000 per year. The medical staff, if you had to have that in your state, would be about $40,000 per year. Patient care staff, right? Another $40,000 per year. Admin staff, right? Connecting with pharmacies, putting through orders, support tickets, all those things there. And then, of course, your insurance as well. And so we would see the typical medical startup cost to be about $150,000 a year for people that were offering these. And our goal was to be able to eliminate all of those upfront and ongoing costs. So that way with AsherMed, you guys can save tens of thousands of dollars to be able to offer this service within your business. And so what you get is you get access to the doctor and pharmacy network. You get the patient fulfillment. You get a full care team that is there to answer every single question, support, do weekly check-ins, and make sure that the patients are taken care of when it comes to the medical component. We give you access to all of the meal and fitness plans, the high-ticket offers, like how do you actually package a high-ticket 12-week transformation program, the onboarding templates that you and your staff need, right? Those intake forms, right? The pre-sale questionnaires, the workflows, everything you need to be able to roll this out efficiently in your company. And of course, access to your partner portal, right? Where you have your resources and your support that live there. And so we want to give you guys a ton of value, right? Over $9,000 in value. But what we can do here is just for today, you guys can start for $19.97 and then only $297 per month. But what we want to know is if all this did was help you create and sell a high ticket package, would that be worth it? We see that for our partners. If you get 3 clients right now that you know are already on GLP-1s to actually now be able to get them through you long term, would it be worth it? If you could create a scalable sales process for you and your team, would that be worth it? And so I want you to think of every one of your clients who could use a 12-week transformation program, right? Just one of them covers your entire enrollment fees. 2 of them cover the rest of the fees for 2026. But because you guys showed up here today, right, on the MedBio call, we do have a pretty cool gift for you. And so we want to give you guys $1,000 off your setup fee, making it just where it's simply $997 to get started and then only $297 per month. Okay. And because our consultants, we've put a lot of our money into the service. We put a lot of money into the product, the technology, all those things there. So our sales consultants are booked out right now, right? So you might see some appointments available. Sometimes you see a week out. And so for those of you who are already ready, maybe you've been following Asher, maybe you're already ready to get started your business right away. We'll see that we will take another $100 off your setup fee that you'll see on the page that will drop here in a second, making it $897 to get started, and then just $297 a month, guys, for full access to everything. So go ahead. We'll drop this link in the chat here real quick for you guys. Let's see, Katia, if you guys can drop that in there, or you guys can go ahead and take out your phones. You can scan this QR code and you will see where you guys will be able to go ahead and either get signed up or you can book an implementation call with one of our consultants that can help kind of walk you through the specifics of this in your business. Let's see here. We're going to drop this in the chat real quick. And then I do see some questions that I do want to get here. So Kristen, yes, so we do pass on the discounted cost of the medications to you guys, which we have been really excited about. You guys will see that our medication pricing beats just about anyone that we've seen come through. So we guys want to help you. We want to help you sign up more people. We want to help you guys add on a service that also benefits your clients outside of just giving them access to medication. And what we always do here, guys, is because we are confident what we're doing, we're talking about a medical service, we always offer a 7-day money-back guarantee. So if you get in the program, you go through your kickoff calls, you get things integrated, you get into the software, you feel like this just might not be a great fit for you, no worries, we will refund your setup fee, no questions asked. Because we know that at a 50% profit margin, selling 2 packages is all it takes to be profitable, and you guys can have success. There we go. Love it, Joey. Perfect. So you guys can scan this QR code. And then let's dive into some specific questions. The first one that we saw that I will type in here is going to be the FDA regulations. So guys, the biggest thing here with compounding right now is that we have to be congruent on a couple of things. One, how you market. So you guys have probably seen the FDA crack down on hims and hers. Okay. And so you've seen that crackdown happen there. Well, a lot of that crackdown is how they're advertising, right? How they're taking compounded medication and trying to label it and look like it's brand medication. It's how they're showing and making it pretend like it's FDA approved, right? A lot of that is going to be booked, so compliance matters, okay? And so other thing that matters is that we want to be able to have a patient-specific reason for why someone needs a compounded medication, which is what we do with every single patient that comes through, okay? So what I want to do here, Katia, is I'm going to not do my Q&A because I know we had other people with questions here as well.
Yeah.
And then if you guys have, and we still have a few minutes here, if it's okay if we go a little bit over, then we can go ahead and answer any other questions that we got. James, glad to see you're booked.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see people are jumping in and booking. This is very exciting. Yeah, I mean, there was, I think, some initial questions, which you have touched on. You know, it's like separate from just like prescribing the meds. It's like what the support and training for these clinics. Like that's where it seems like I think people are struggling to have the time to actually do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's where I see. So Erica, glad to see you got you in there as well. So yeah, guys, we will share this presentation, but I do see a lot of people where we do have a lot of physicians here. And so there's kind of a couple points where this might make sense for you if you are a physician. Normally we are talking to a lot of non-prescribers as well, right? Med spas, clinics, right? Who don't have a main physician on staff. But if you're a physician, we have quite a few. I would probably say about 15% of our entire partners are made up of physicians actually. And so 2 use cases that we'll see is using this in states that you're not licensed in is really big. And the other use case that we see here is using it as far as having the service that helps with more having access to discounted medications, right? So you're not paying full price from a pharmacy because a single clinic, putting an order to, Strive or someone else, you're going to pay a lot more for that medication. And then also the patient care support is usually so having us be able to handle that for them.
Yeah. And then there's a couple questions actually around legit script certification.
Yep. Yeah. So legit script. So we are legit script certified. Legit script certification is going to be specifically if you're trying to advertise on Google, Meta, right, Instagram, Facebook. If you're trying to specifically advertise and put paid money behind mentioning a brand name medication or mentioning the medication name. So a lot of our partners are actually not legit script certified because a lot of them actually advertise more so like GLP-1 transformation program. So if you're not selling directly from your website, if you're not pushing people to your website where they're actually checking out, picking the medication out from there, you actually don't have to be legit script certified. So we like to walk people through this so that way they know if you should or if you shouldn't. And then for the people that do get legit script certified, those are usually more of like your kind of telehealth, you're mentioning the medication on your website, you're driving ad traffic to those websites as well.
And this next one is tied to prescriptions as well, but how prescriptions, the medical management, if people need refills, if they're starting to see side effects, like how is that? Is it on the clinic side that they're doing that, or can they also do that through Asher?
Yep, great question. So the biggest thing here, guys, is we want to bridge the gap. We want to partner you guys with that. So we have our care team, so you guys have full access to all of the information. So within your portal, you can see exactly what's happening with each one of your patients. You'll see in your portal when it's time for someone to renew their medication. Now, because we give you guys full control, you own the client, we make it very easy for you to renew, but we will never go and collect payment from a patient. So when it's time for someone to renew, we'll either notify you or you'll just see it in your portal when you're logged in. Hey, it's time to send them a renewal link. They'll fill out an intake form for a renewal, and then we'll go ahead and process that as well, get their prescription. 503A pharmacy delivers that straight to their house.
And then everyone's favorite topic, insurance. How is does Asher assume the medical malpractice liability? Or how's
Absolutely.
that
Yep.
managed?
So the practicing physician guys is that's who the patient is under, right? So the practicing physician, Dr. B and her team, they all hold the medical liability that's necessary here.
And then for the meal plans, I know that's one of the support
Yep.
pieces that you guys give. Is part of the Asher package, and then the clinicians pass it on?
Correct. Yep. So we give you guys everything you need to put into your business. We don't expect you guys to become nutrition coaches or add nutrition programs onto your business. So we give you guys the templates, the resources that you can give to your clients.
That is great. And then I think this is the last one. Bianca, if there's any I have missed in the chat, please keep me honest. Do you offer nutraceuticals also in this program?
Yeah, so nutraceuticals, not yet. So we do have rolling out here in 3 weeks where we have labs. So these are where you guys can send your clients to anywhere to get labs done. There will be a doctor that reviews those labs, and then we'll be connected with Designs for Health as well, which is a pharmaceutical grade supplements that will kind of show them, hey, what type of supplements that they need as well. Aaron, do you want to repeat your question about the peptides? And then Amanda, I completely understand. So not every prescriber, right? If you're a prescriber where it's like you want to stay the personal prescriber, you're not looking to prescribe in states that you're not licensed to, it may not be the best fit, right? So we always say that, where it has to make sense for your business. And so if you're not someone who's looking to have the prescribing outsourced or the patient care outsourced or get, be able to prescribe or have access to this in states that you're not licensed to, then I would definitely say it might not make sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and then Josh, I found Aaron's question. Apologies because I did miss this one. So it's around FDA approval. So the peptides that you can get through 503A versus B pharmacies,
yep.
research grade,
Yeah,
all of
absolutely.
that.
So I
Yeah.
think one big thing that people have to understand is like compounded medications from 503 pharmacies are not FDA approved, right? The brand name, right, has an FDA approval attached to it. And so this is why Hims and Hers just got in trouble, right? Because they were making it seem like, hey, we're giving you FDA approved medication, but it's from a compounded pharmacy, right? So that's not necessarily the case. Now, it does not mean that it's not safe, right? Compounded pharmacies are there to be able to fill in a gap. That's what they're meant for. But no compounded medication is technically FDA approved that we have to be careful with there. And then the other peptides you call like the BPC 157, the GHKCU, these are what we call the category 2 peptides, right? Technically some of them are on the FDA kind of watch list. And so you do not have to offer those if you don't feel comfortable offering those to your businesses. There are just physicians that are willing to prescribe them, and there are compounding pharmacies willing to compound them.
And then someone dropped in another one. Can you speak a little bit more about other states that you're not licensed in, like how Asher helps expand? So if you want to prescribe to all 50 states.
Yeah, absolutely. So think of it like the telehealth, like if they were using Hims and Hers or something like that, our doctor is licensed in all 50 states plus DC, and so is her team of PAs. So they would fill out either a synchronous or asynchronous intake form based off of what state they lie in. And then our care team would go ahead and process that intake form for them. The doctor would go ahead and review everything and then process the prescription. And so the physician right here who is connected with us is the one that's writing that prescription, and they're licensed in all 50 states.
Okay. Um, And then, it's some clarification around AsherMed does not own the client. I think it's
Yep.
the question's liability.
Absolutely. Yeah. So AsherMed, so the patient, right? So the patient would be a patient of the doctor prescribing, right? So, Dr. Bashar and her team, the patient would be a patient of that doctor. But we do not do the signups. We do not take payments. We do not put the client's cards on file. We do not market to your guys' clients. These are your clients that you're bringing in and you're connecting with the medical service.
And then is there a resource on how to communicate with patients?
Absolutely. Yep. So we have full resources on communicating with your patients, walking your patients through exactly how the process works, what their experience can be. And then you guys have full access to our care team. So any questions you have about a patient, where are they at? Why did they get approved for this? What's going to be the strength they're going to be on, or anything that's happening. We have clear communication with you so you understand what's happening with your clients at all times.
Yeah. And then do you guys also offer lab testing as people are getting set up,
Yep.
or
Mhm.
even as monitoring how they're doing on what meds
Yeah.
they're on?
I'm very excited for this. So we're about 3 weeks out from labs being fully integrated. So we actually have labs integrated with our system now to where anyone can go to a local, any local lab core or quest to go and get their labs done. The thing that we're finishing out right now is we didn't just want to give you guys access to send people to labs, right? We also wanted to be able to give you an assessment tool to be able to know, okay, based off of their labs, what pharmaceutical grade supplements or what medications might be the best fit for that person.
Yeah, and I know like there's obviously a lot of other companies that are they offer just specific labs, like we were chatting about earlier, blood testing, microbiome. If people have done testing through another another avenue, can they upload them to the platform and use those, or will they need to kind of go through your lab testing?
They can upload them. Yep, they'll
Okay,
be able
that's
to
great.
upload them. Yep, and patients can do that right now. So there's a section in their intake form where they can upload labs, and our doctor reviews
Great.
those as well. Mhm.
Great. And then, gosh, you guys have this all really good questions.
Here we go. And what I
So
will say too, caveat for you guys that have like very detailed questions, like your specific business, this is where we do have the ability for if
yeah,
we drop that link in there one more time, I'd
yeah.
highly recommend book an implementation call. You guys will see a full FAQ guide. You'll see our resource guide there that has all the medication pricing. You'll have more information there about the licensing, insurance, all those things that have to be there. Or liability insurance will be in that FAQ guide as well.
Yeah. And then this next one, the protocols, and this is for BBC and GHK, but I think just more protocols in general. What types of resources do you guys have available for those?
Yep. So obviously the prescribing physician is the one that's responsible for the protocols. So we give you guys all of their current standard protocols so you can see what the client will be on. But again, the big thing, the distinction here, right? This is where it takes the liability off from your side is that the prescribing physician is the one that will always prescribe, choose the dosing, right? Help titrate up, help decrease, right? That is going to fall within the prescribing physician's lanes, but we always are transparent with you so you can see exactly what's happening on our side.
Okay. And then there's a question around where the clinician is licensed versus where the patient is located and how medication's getting shipped across state lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have several different pharmacies connected with us, so different 503A pharmacies. So based off of where they're licensed at will be which pharmacy that routes to. And then our physician, Dr. Brashad, and her team, she's licensed in all 50 states. You guys will have full access to her bio, all of her information. That way you can see there. You'll have her MPI number so you can look up all of her licenses as well. And then she's able to prescribe telehealth in all 50 states.
All right. I think we got through most of the questions. This has been really, really great. Josh, thank you so much for being here and happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're glad you're spending some of your birthday with us. And we'll get this out to everyone. We'll send out the recording, the presentation, links to book demos if you have specific questions regarding your business. I think that's a great place to kind of run through those. And then we will also share out, there is the free certification course that Josh has also kindly provided to us, which is really exciting. So we'll get all that out today. And then I think also just kind of on the med bio side, like save the date for April 17th. We'll be getting details out next week for the next GLP-1 summit, which these guys will also be involved with us. So yeah, we have lots of good things coming up the next few months that we're super excited about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys. And thank you guys for spending some of your day with us. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you
Take care,
guys.
guys.
All right. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.